This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business Podcast and the Becker Private Equity Podcast. These are four stories that we're following today. First, Nvidia reports results. Ultimately, they beat estimates on the top line and the bottom line. The revenues grew to $47 billion for the quarter, which is literally an astonishing number. They ultimately had a little bit of a slowdown in data center sales that caused a little concern in the markets. They're down about 1%. But at the end of the day, they've got incredible margins to continue to rock and roll. At this point, I wouldn't have too much worries about Nvidia. They are just really knocking the hide off the ball. Second, the S&P 500 as a whole is having a terrific second quarter. 92% of companies have reported, and ultimately you're seeing a growth in earnings of about 11%, and that's overall going really well in the second quarter. Third, watching sort of more and more companies announce share repurchases, very similar to private equity companies doing recaps, another way of increasing the share price, hopefully not using too much debt to do it. Some companies are doing it with free cash flow. That's the best of all things, but you're seeing a lot of that. So a lot of share repurchases and separate private equity funded companies doing debt recaps and continuing to watch that. Finally, fourth, watching President Trump go off in a different direction, different days, often reminds me of a manic type of entrepreneur who doesn't necessarily have a clear plan, but trying to figure out a plan. In some ways, I think President Trump's a lot more talented than the typical manic entrepreneur. But in a lot of ways, he reminds me of that as I watch him sort of navigate from place to place, from spot to spot. In any event, a lot of fun to watch, very interesting. Again, Nvidia, for all the negativity yesterday on their earnings report, some concern about slowing growth, it just continues to knock it out of the park, and we keep watching that. A lot of fun to watch how well Jensen Huang and their company are doing. I wish I was an individual stock investor in the Nvidia stock. I am not, but at the same time, simply fascinating what they've accomplished. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business Podcast, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. We'll be back with you later with more episodes and more things to listen to. Thank you.